Okay, I am unwell because I just had to spend, like, what, 8 hours at work after reading this chapter and was expected to act normally and not recommend everybody read One Piece. I think I recommended, like, 12 people read One Piece today at work. Oh my god. The chapter starts off with Scopper Gaban just finishing off the attack against Summers. And confirmed, I didn't want to jump to the conclusion that the hand wouldn't almost immediately grow back because you never know. I mean, it could just be a temporary effect on the hand and maybe he can put it back on or it'll take time to heal. I don't know. But no, it did not heal back during the scope of their fight. Many things did not grow back within the scope of their fight. But Usopp's response was like us, hey, it's not growing back. Why is it working? What's going on? Chopper ends up chasing after Gaban because he knows how to injure the Holy Knights. That's important information. I need it. I'm now back to, I seen someone, I don't know, someone I may have TikTok on my iPad again. Let's not talk about it. But someone had said, hey, listen, Shanks's arm is missing. The arm is needed to summon the teleportation circle to Marijois. Is it possible? Hear me out. I don't know if I believe it, but I could be willing to be convinced that Oda either planned from the beginning or took advantage of the fact that Shanks has lost his arm. So if during a trip back to Marijois, that mark was put on his arm and he was waiting for an opportunity to get rid of it and the situation allowed for it, did he purposefully lose his arm during the East Blue to rid himself of the mark of Eam? Again, I'm not saying I believe it, but I'm very intrigued by that theory. Regardless, Summers is absolutely terrified of Gaban because he's like, oh my god, Scopper's Gaban, left hand of the Pirate King, what the hell are you doing on Elbaf? And he's like, good place to be. A thorn barrier comes up and it's nothing to him. He's petrified. I want to know what happened on God Valley because, again, not only put the fear of God into this man, put the fear of the Rogers Pirates into this man. And at one point, he summons the thorns up. It's like, you have no usable space to land a square foot for you to touch. And he's like, all right, bet. Goes through the air, cuts the man in half. Full on. Chest separated down. He killed an immortal god knight like it was nothing after just saying, oh god, I'm rusty, before taking off after his son and Chopper running after him. And I'm shook. I'm shook. I was shook there, and you expected me to go to work after reading that chapter. Side note, I do find it absolutely hilarious that Brooke is completely tied up like a mummy where everyone else is just regular tied up. Robin, my sweet darling angel, Summers, you hurt my darling angel, I'm very mad at you, is also tied up, and the thorns and everything, she's trying to use her Devil Fruit ability, and Jinbei's like, listen, this is a terrible matchup between the thorns and your hand-to-hand, just let it go, stop. He hurt my darling girl. Another funny moment, Scopper, after he decapitated and sliced in half a God's Knight, he's like, whoopsie, and had to use his axe, which is an awesome fighting weapon, by the way. This is probably one of my favorite action scenes with a weapon that we've had. But he sees the thorns that are still on the ground, he's like, oh, hits axe on ground, flip, keep going so he can land on not prickly ground. It's like, I'm coming, Colin. Didn't miss a beat. He said it was close, but he didn't miss a beat. I love Scopper Gaban right now. Now, we had an awesome scene, so now we have to do a traumatizing scene, because Oda cannot let me rest before I go to work in the morning. The library and school are burning. Dragon, not dragon, devil fruit, Killingham, whatever his name is, takes an extra arrow after the school librarian lady teacher has already set the place on fire under your all's whatever his name is, arrow through the head's order, and he takes another burning arrow to see to it that everything burns. My darling, Angel, Robin, is shaking and crying at the sight of losing Ohara's knowledge a second time. Dral Jarl, whatever his name is upset with himself because he's watching the history of the world of Elbaf, their culture, everything burn on his orders, threatened, but still. And everyone's just like, it's okay, it's not your fault, you did what you had to do. And I'm just like, you hurt my darling girl Robin, and I have to go to work right now. I swear, that owl better have literally everything memorized. Quite literally all of it. I need that owl to have memorized every single page in those books. But then, when I think we're not traumatized enough, we get that sweet little girl who's out on the arrow about to die board off a cliff, and she comes back because, you know, you did as you were told. Good, we'll release the hostages. Come back in. Nice. I was actually a little afraid you were still going to walk them off the edge of the cliff, but no, you need hostages. Fine. She comes in, and she is utterly bawling. I'm sorry, she says. I'm sorry for being alive. If I wasn't alive, then you wouldn't have to burn everything. This is my fault. You should have let me go. And everyone's like, no, no, don't think that. It's not your fault. We love you. We care for you. Don't say you shouldn't be alive. I'm getting flashback to Robin wanting to die, and then the I want to live scene, and Oda is traumatizing me, like, while I'm in the break room at work, and I'm not well. Hugh Scabrakaban, the hero of this story, charging in. He's like culture, history, children, the military might of the mighty Elbaf. You have no right to take this. And he charges at Gunko, and it's going to be so well. But then he's thinking, Colin, don't give this away. And what does the darling sweet boy, two brain cells to rub together, what's he say? My dad's here. It's okay. He's gonna save everyone. That's my dad, everybody. And Gunko's just like, oh, is it now? Threatens Colin. And I'm just like, oh god, oh god. And Scopper is just like, listen, if I don't act now, then things are gonna get so much worse. Colin, I need you to hang out, bear the pain. It's going to be okay, but I'll be there in a second. I'll save you, but I gotta stop the fire and save the kids and end this right now first. And Colin's just like, I'm brave. I'm a brave warrior. I got this. Don't worry, Dad. But he can't take the pain because Gunko's coming at him with a big spear thing to the neck, and he's hurting. And Scopper realizes this, and he has future sight of it being too much and him giving up, and the sword going, or spear, whatever, going through his neck, killing his child. And Scopper drops his weapons, and he's just like, no, stop, I surrender. I give up. Just let him go. And she's just like, you weak human infant man, whatever. And she stabs him with the arrows. My darling boy, he falls off the cliff, but it's okay because Chopper was following. He went down too, so he'll be fine. And he's going to be down with Loki and Zoro and Luffy and all them down there. It'll all be fine. They're going to come up and save everybody. But by God. Also, there was a flashback scene before all that where Scopper was remembering Colin's birth and saying, "You are my treasure. You're a true treasure," and how much he loves him. The joy and love that he had. Listen, I'm aware that Oda really only kills people in flashbacks, not in current arcs. He finds other ways to traumatize us. But I was genuinely terrified when we got that flashback. Like, you're not gonna kill a kid. Are you gonna kill a kid? You're gonna kill Oda. Don't kill a kid, please. I don't want to cry at work. Those were the thoughts going through my head. Gunko also makes a note, like, a life once lost cannot be regained or something like that. I'm like, she's lost somebody. She has 100% lost someone, and I need her backstory. But I was not expecting the flashback that we got, because Colin's scream for his father triggers something in her. Her screaming for her father at some point in time. I'm not saying it's Brooke. I don't believe it is. But the next panel is her dancing with someone with a very clear afro and them saying, my dream is to become a pirate. And the only explanation is that someone Brooke knew, I don't know if it was from his original ship, the original captain, or someone else, some associate, friend, brother figure, who knows, was killed, and Brooke took responsibility for that the daughter, that child, Gunko, and maybe a different name, and something happened there where they were separated. I still want her to be in a Nika cult, so I feel like maybe she was kidnapped, sold off, taken by the government as a sacrifice, who knows, and put in some kind of weird cult. I don't know. But there's a connection to Brooke, because, what are the words? Hang on. Usopp is saying we need to think of an escape plan, because they're all still tied up, and they really do look alike. I'm not 1,000% sure where that speech bubble is coming from. Originally, I thought it was Usopp. Maybe it is Brooke. But then he says, my apologies. He connects something. He realizes something. And Gunko is just like, Brooke? Huff, huff. And I'm just like, she knows Brooke. Before, she only knew him as Soul King. didn't have anything besides his stage name. So there's a connection there. I didn't know if maybe it was Colin's scream for his father that triggered the flashback, or maybe Brooke is doing something with his soul reaching out power and it triggered something in her. I don't know. Connection with Brooke, and it's driving me crazy. And I think, well, that's a great way to end the chapter. It can't get any more dramatic and neat cliffhangery than this. I was so wrong. Oda, why do you do this to me? It's wonderful. Keep doing it. I love it, but I need the next chapter now, because all of a sudden, the decapitated, I can't really say decapitated because he was in the chest, the sliced up body of Summer, zombified, I'm pretty sure, starts talking. What's he say? What is with all this commotion? And there's just exclamation marks, and he's saying ouch, so he's alive. And then the Killingham guy is just like, great Eam. And we hear this voice saying the Holy Land is currently in a sea of flames. So most likely explanation, Mary Geoise is burning, in which case either Revolutionary Army, but I'm almost hoping Blackbeard is burning it down, attacking them, and love that for everyone involved. But what if the Holy Land, I realize we call Mary Geoise the Holy Land for the Celestial Dragons and Eam and all that. What if there's a connection of a Holy Land in the past that he needs? There's a reason it's been spared by the world government in the past. Maybe Eam didn't approve of Elbaf being set on fire, and now that they're aware that Elbaf's on fire, that's the Holy Land they're referring to. Unlikely, it's probably Mary Geoise, but especially with not Shanks, Shanks' hot brother getting pulled away for commotion that's going on there. So it's probably Mary Geoise, but it is awful coincidental that Elbaf is also on fire. Everyone's like, what's with this person? And her face gets all scary as Gunko is possessed by the spirit of Eam. Are we fighting a spirit possession of Eam? Because if that's happening next chapter, I'm not surviving it. It's going to be wonderful. Thou seems to require additional military force. Mew will show thee the dominion of God. I can't. There's too many things that has happened this chapter. My heart can't take it. My brain can't take it. My head was spinning after reading it. This should have come with a warning like, hey, don't read this chapter unless you can commit 5 to 8 hours sitting down just staring at a wall until you process it. And I was at work. I could not be expected to function normally. I'm pretty sure I told 5 to 12 people to read One Piece, okay? And that's wonderful. I love that for them. They should start. All right, that is all I got. Talk to you later. Bye.